you want me to take notes on an erotica? Nearly a third of the way through and not super loving it. Hello. Hi friends, I'm Jessica Nicole Dickerson, aka JND, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm really excited because I'm going to be reading the books you guys chose in my TBR video. There were a lot of books and I am going to give you the score and rundown for all of them. So if you didn't watch the video, go watch it to see all the books that I was choosing between. And then I went through the comments and tallied up all the books. So let's get into it. So for book one, it is Grown with 17 votes. I actually am really surprised that I got that many votes. I am so excited to read it. If you don't know, it is a story about a girl who kind of gets coerced, she gets coerced into a relationship with a famous rapper, and she wants to be a singer. She's an aspiring singer, and it explains all the twistedness that comes with this relationship that develops. I'm very intrigued. It's gonna be very thrillery. I think there's like a murder in there. We know Tiffany D. Jackson does so well. You know what I mean? She does thriller perfectly. The second book that got the most votes, it's actually tied between Librarian and Black Witch, or The Black Witch. I always say that name wrong. So we have The Black Witch, which is about a girl going to school and she's trying to live up to her magical destiny. Her either grandma or mom was like a magical witch. Remember, go check the TBR video if you want to know what these books are about. But very cool. This might even skew dark academia, which is exciting because it also has like a university setting. And then this is The Library of the Written. Tons of, I'm so out of breath and I just started, wow. So all the books that are unwritten, so authors don't finish them, they're all stuck in book hell and they all want to escape and stuff just goes down. So yeah, so each of these got 14 votes each, which is so cool. I'm really scared about getting through this book. Ooh, we'll see. And then the last book I'm going to try and tackle this week with the third amount of votes is Now That I Found You by Christina Forrest, and this got 13 votes, which is so cool. And then I'll tell you what the other ones got too. But I Found You got 13 votes. And then literally everything else got 9 votes. 9 for Uprooted, 9 for Water Dancer, 9 for No One or When No One's Watching, and 9 for Crescent City. And then there was 7 for Black Leopard Red Fox. So I'm not going to prioritize those just yet. Hopefully I can get to them at the end of November. So 1 week to read all these books is kind of scary. I normally read 1.5 books and it just seems like so much. Make sure also to hit the notification bell because YouTube's guidelines have updated and they're not going to be notifying you guys all the time when I upload. And this has been happening for the last few weeks. I've had messages from people being like, oh, I thought you took a break. No, I upload every Tuesday and Friday consistently. So please make sure you hit the notification bell on all your favorite smaller booktubers because those are the people's videos that are going to be hidden. And that's such a shame because it's like, we're already small. Why are you doing this to us? So, but you know, YouTube, they're like throwing curveballs at us. But yeah, so let's get into it. So it's the first day of reading for this challenge. So now I'm finally gonna start reading Grown, the baby who won the most votes, which is so cool. I know you guys know I like contemporary, so, and then look, my shirt matches and everything. It's a vibe. I still don't know too much about this book, so I'll update you as I start reading it, but I think it's gonna be a wild ride. It is a 4-hour audiobook, so if I'm very on top of it, I can finish it today and even start a new book. And I'll update you as I go. I'm so excited for this challenge. Watch all these books be 5 stars. Wouldn't that be great? So I stopped for dinner. It's currently 7:06 and I am 60 pages into it. So I believe this is the book that's supposed to be like the R. Kelly kind of retelling or like a Me Too story. So we're following a young girl named Enchanted. She's 17. She's going to a private high school. Her parents are working very hard for her and her siblings to, you know, go to a private school and achieve these certain things, and they want her to go to college. But Enchanted wants to be a singer, so she goes to the singing contest and she catches the eye of Corey Fields, this famous singer who's 28. So there's an 11-year gap. And I think the important thing is that when you're 17, 16, like, you're not mature enough to make those decisions, like scientifically, and just as like a person who is 23, looking back at all my relationships that were even like 3 years ago when I was 20, you're so young and you don't understand and have the life experience to know what you do and don't want. Like, even my sexuality and stuff takes years to figure out. So when you're 17, you really don't know. So it's kind of, we have established a relationship between them and they're texting now. And I'm assuming everything's gonna go awry very quickly. I'll keep you posted. So far it's really good, but what's upsetting me is, like, so far their story is kind of making me like smile, like, because I could see from such a young girl's perspective why she'd be so excited to get someone's attention like this who's a celebrity. But then I'm cringing so hard because it's like, you can be friends with someone, sure, I've had friends who are older, but there's a difference between having a friend than having someone you fantasize about and have an unhealthy relationship with. So I smile with that she has such high dreams and hopes, but then I'm like so cringing and worried about everything that's gonna happen to follow. You know what I mean. This book is gonna stress me out any second. It's gonna become something cute of her like, oh, I hope and dream about him, yada yada. That's being like, where's the line, you know? It's gonna, and we're gonna cross it, I already know it. And then I did also want to share my dinner. Looks fabulous. It's salmon and rice with furikake on top. That's the green stuff, so seaweed. Very proud of my adulting. I'm gonna keep reading. Since it's 7, I feel like if I just read until like 11, I could finish this book tonight. We'll see. This ain't a spoiler or anything, but him recommending her to read 50 Shades of Grey. Ew, I could not be more disgusted. That's not a spoiler. Not a big plot point, but he's like, I need you to finish it by this weekend so we have something to talk about, so you take notes. You want me to take notes on an erotica? No. It may not look it, but it is actually the next day. I just literally shower and put the same PJs back on. I even tweeted that today. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you should. I notify Twitter when I upload because I feel like it's the easiest platform, and for some reason I like Twitter a lot. I think it's because I don't follow too many people who like post about drama a lot, so I could pretend everyone's happy and great. And yeah, new day, and I didn't even tell you, wow, I finished Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. Definitely cried. Definitely a 5-star. This book was so amazing. It's actually so good. I have been thinking about doing a book series for December where I do 25 like badass book reviews or something like that, and I think I'm going to do it, and I know this is going to be the very first one that I do. I think I'm going to do it on my Patreon, just because I asked on the YouTube community page, like, who wants to see daily vlogs and blah blah blah. Most people just want weekly content, and I'm like, that makes sense, so that way you don't miss anything in more long form content than like daily videos, which could be shorter. So yeah, I'll keep vlogmas on my channel where I'm like baking snickerdoodles, and I'm gonna get hot chocolate, and we're gonna decorate my room. I'm getting so festive already. It's gonna be exciting. That's gonna be on my channel, but I think the 25 days of badass book reviews are gonna be on my Patreon, because obviously 25 book reviews and doing it from day 1, like December 1 to the 25th, is like exciting, but it's also a lot of work. So I like put it in my like $5 tier, and then people who want to follow along will follow along. we'll see. We should talk about Grown, shouldn't we? Because this is such a good book. I think Tiffany D. Jackson just has such a way with like capturing you in a story. We're immediately invested in this girl. We immediately are rooting for her. Even if we know the love is crooked and whatnot, we're like hoping the best for her. There is trigger warnings for sexual assault and drug like abuse or addiction. So yeah, but it was phenomenal. So it's basically the story about a girl who wants to be a musician. She's a great singer, and she ends up at an audition for like a talent show of some sort. She meets this really famous rapper of this time. I forget his name, whatever his name. She ends up meeting him, and he ends up kind of coercing this relationship with her, and it's unhealthy and a lot of bad things happens. There's also a murder. You literally find out about that in the first chapter, but it's all crazy, and it's all of the stuff in here is fictional. I did reference R. Kelly in my last clip, which is wrong. Literally in all caps in the back of the book, in her like note, she's like, this is not about R. Kelly. No, this is about not believing black women, period. We're not talking about R. Kelly. And it's a little bit about her relationship that she had when she was 15 with an older man. So yeah, I also think it's really important to just talk about. I think younger people should read about this if they're up for the triggering content, just because I feel like there's this assumption that like dating older is so hot and so cool, and that there's a difference between having a healthy relationship where you're a few years older, whatever, versus an unhealthy relationship where they're a decade older and you're underage. Because I think there is definitely a difference between being 15 and being 20. If you're 20 and you're dating a 28-year-old or a 30-something-year-old, that's a little different than being 15. You know, you like freaking just got your period, you don't know what's happening with yourself. You know what I mean? You know what? And I feel like some people will disagree with me. Probably 15-year-olds will be like, I know everything. But that's just how younger people are. I'm like that. I'm 23 and I feel like I know everything, and I definitely don't. And the person I'm going to be next year is going to be completely different. So I think it's a valuable story. I'm going on and on about this. My bad. Clearly, I love it, and I could not recommend it enough, which is why it's going to be my first book review for the 25 days of badass book reviews. I'm so excited. Okay, let's talk about my next reads for today. Since I'm starting so late at night, it's literally 6 p.m. and there's loud cars going around, whatever. Or there's two books that I'm considering reading because I listened to Grown on Scribd. So I probably have 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 audiobooks left on Scribd, because it's, you know, it's flexible. Because Grown is such a new book, I feel like it's gonna tap out sooner rather than later. I might only have 1 credit left, I might have 2. I do want to read Now That I've Found You, because I think this was the second most voted for book, referring back to the beginning. So I definitely really want to read this, but it's contemporary and it's short, so I'm like, maybe I should just read this with my eyeballs. Then I know instead of taking 4 hours to read it, I'm going to take like 9 to 10 because I'm a very, very slow reader. The other option I have for that Scribd credit is The Black Witch. And now I'm thinking, if I listen to this, because this is also a newer book, I might be limited in Scribd, but I don't know if they'll limit me on The Black Witch because this is an older series. When was it published? And this one I definitely want to listen to the audiobook because it's huge, and this would take me not just 9 hours to read, if you know what I mean. It would take me much longer. Let's see. Oh, this was published in 2017. I might be blocked from it. We'll see. If that happens, I might just open up a new Scribd account, just to be honest, if you know what I mean. I think I'm going to dive into this just because I feel like it's gonna be so cute and so wholesome, and I'm so here for it. And especially after reading Grown, which was such a compelling and amazing story and had so many good parallels, and I can't wait to dive more into it. But it was so good, but it was also terribly sad. Definitely cried a bunch. So I'm looking forward to this, which hopefully will be a little bit more uplifting, you know what I mean? A little bit more joy, a little bit more black joy. Hello. So I am stopping for a quick dinner break, but I thought this would be the perfect time to mention the seasonal pages holiday bookmarks. you guys know I've been talking about them in my last few videos. I think like literally one other vlog. But yep, the holiday season's coming. If you need some really cute bookmarks and you want to support a independent Black-owned business, I highly recommend the seasonal pages. Check the link below. They have awesome stickers available and other cute bookmarks too, so definitely check out the link below. The link below gives me the smallest commission, but these are still quite affordable, and my commission doesn't change the pricing of anything if you're concerned. But yeah, now let's get into what I've read and how I'm feeling about it. Okay. But I am about 80 pages into Now That I've Found You. And I'm wondering what the title implies. Because I'm not getting a very strong, like, heavy romance yet. Like, obviously, I feel like there's two characters that are going to get together eventually. But, like, I don't feel the now that I found you. You know what I mean? Like, that phrase sounds so, like, everlasting and, like, meaningful. So I'm like, when, what's, where's, what? You know what I mean? I am also a little worried that this isn't going to be a 5-star. Like, I Want to Be Where You Are, which was the last Christina Forrest book that I read. This is giving me 4-star vibes, for sure. Not 3-star. It's not average. It's not, like, just an okay book. Because it is giving me a lot when it comes to, like, acting and stuff. I just don't think there's any characters that I'm really, like, wow, like, that I love. And I think characters are so important. Like, sure, the plot can be interesting, but, like, if I'm not rooting for anyone, the problem is the main character, Evie, has a falling out in her acting career. So she wants to be an actress. She went to a really kind of artsy performing high school with a senior showcase and got casted in a leading role in a feature film, and everything goes to kaput because her friend betrays her. And now she's recovering. You know this from the synopsis. And she's now just super bitter, and I totally get it, but at the same time, like, I feel like it's like her agent should be like, yo, don't worry about it, because like actors go through highs and lows their whole career. Your life is not over. And she's just kind of being mean to everyone and like expecting them to kind of understand where she comes from. It's like, I understand why she's bitter about her betrayal. That sucks. I really hated that. But like, I don't know why she's being rude to other people about like career stuff. It's like, you'll live, you're 18, like that, you calm down. But like, I could totally see why an 18-year-old in the moment would be swept away and be so upset. I just hate when people like justify their anger and being like, oh, I don't understand other people's feelings because everyone needs to be supporting me right now and helping me through my issues. It's like, slow your roll. Other people are going through things too. So yeah, that's just how I'm feeling. So I'm not really rooting for her. And we just met Milo, which I think is going to be the love interest, which is, I'm assuming, this guy with the dreads. And he's cool. He's chill. He's like the only one in the book that I feel like I kind of like so far. But he is a little too smug for me. Like, every other word is like, he's being smug. He's being smug and snickering and smug. So yeah, which I get if she's giving a lot of attitude, why he would give a lot of attitude. But I can understand why she's shading him. Whatever. There's the characters so far. I'm not like vibing with any of the characters so far, which is a shame, being that I'm 80 pages in now. And it's like a 300-page book, or 320, yeah, about 320. So nearly a third of the way through, and not super loving it. I like the New York vibes, love that, that's cool, love the actor-ness involvement. But yeah, waiting to see when I fall in love with the characters. Okay, so 200 pages in to Now That I Found You. Totally get why it's called that now. I don't know if it's in the synopsis about it. Oh yeah, it is. Juju vanished. If only I read the synopsis. Synopsis. If only I read the synopsis beforehand. But this cute moment just happened and I just had to talk about it because it's just adorable. They're doing the whole dipping the fry in the shake thing. So I don't know if you've ever tried it. You should if you haven't, especially McDonald's fries, because they're like fried so well and they're crunchy. So you get crunchy fries and you dip them in a milkshake, and they just have this the cutest moment about it, and it was just like broke me a little bit. The story is developing way better now. I love this like mystery aspect that's happening because Gigi's missing, so Evie's grandma, and she needs her to come back for this big ceremony thing. Its plot is good. Character development is getting way better. I'm starting to actually like Evie now. I'm understanding her more. But yeah, so definitely good. Definitely shaping up. I'm loving it. We have like 100 pages left, so I'll talk to you when I finish it. Hello. So you may recognize this exact outfit and exact positioning from my intro, and that is yes, because I didn't film my intro before starting the vlog. I literally just started reading and dove into it. So if you watch to the end of this for the wrap-up, you real MVP, leave down below a green heart to signify that you know that I am an outfit repeater. Actually, I'm not. Technically, it's the same moment that I did the intro, but it looks like I'm an outfit repeater. And I technically am. You see, I wear the same PJs like every night. Wow. To the point of the story. So this was the TBR, and I managed to finish these two. So I got through Grown, as you guys saw, 5-star. This is so amazing. This book has inspired me to do something exciting for December besides my vlogmas vlogs that are gonna go up on my regular channel, which you guys will see. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss, please. And then on Patreon, I decided I'm gonna do 25 days of badass book reviews, and this is gonna be #1. And so link below my Patreon. I have tons of exclusive videos on there already if you want to check it out and support me further or want more content. But I'm so excited to go in depth about this. The way she refers to other stories and they parallel, unfounded. And the thriller aspect, the murder, the questioning of Black women's sanity, because it's like more believable that she's twisted rather than someone else, be wrong. Crazy. It was so good. 5-star for sure. Gonna talk about it more in my wrap-up and more in my badass book review series. Okay, the next book I finished, Not That I Found You. So cute. I'm gonna give this a 4.5. I'm trying to reserve 5 stars for like new all-time favorite kind of books. You know that there's just a something there that's not in most books, not like most girls. Ew, right? Ew. Okay. But yeah, so finished this 4.5-star. I thought the Hollywood aspect was really cute. The only thing that I'm docking it a half a star is because it took like 80 to 100 pages to really actually vibe with the story. The first 80 pages I was like, she does seem super privileged and annoying, but then you kind of understand why. And I think layering that in the beginning and why she was so protective and defensive made sense. I just wish I could fall into it more. I feel like this was a story that it really built well, but that first 80 pages I was like, if someone only gave a book 50 pages, they might have DNF'd this, which I think you should definitely read the whole book. It's like barely 300 pages, but it was a wild ride, and I really loved how it talked about yourself, your own worth. If you follow me on Goodreads, I put my favorite quotes in Goodreads. I'll go over my favorite quotes too in my Patreon video, but also it's in my Goodreads too, so don't worry. Ding! And yeah, I didn't get to these two. My, what's it called, Libby audiobook timed out for this, so whoops. It's like, am I supposed to read this book ever? Apparently not. Okay, and then I only got 50 pages into this. At first, Scribd kicked me out and was like, you can't read this, because I used Scribd for the other 2 books, which is the only reason why I was able to read them so quickly. But then Scribd was like, nah sis, you ain't getting this one. And then this morning I checked and it's there. So I'm really salty because I could have maybe finished this one if Scribd wasn't being weird. But Scribd always is, so it's fine. But hey, $10 a month for varying audiobooks, as long as it's more than 2, I'm okay with that. So yeah, it's been a pretty good reading week. And then while Scribd was acting up and stuff, I did start reading a different book, which I didn't show you guys, but I might as well tell you that I started reading Red at the Bone by Jacqueline Woodson. What a poetic writer. I love it. This is such a varying story. One family, we're hearing about the main girl who's just turned 16 and becoming a young woman, and we hear about her mom's story and then her dad's story and how their parents grew up, and we're learning so much. At one point Tulsa is brought up and how they try and ingrain in their youth to hold on to their valuables just in case everything goes wrong. If you don't know about Tulsa, Google it. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921 I believe is when that happened, the massacre. But it was like, that chapter was really just there's so much good conversations in this book. I can't even form a proper sentence. This will also probably be in the 25 badass book review too, which I'm so hyped for. I did also want to mention that this book does talk about sex in a very healthy way, because one of the characters was a teen mom, so they talk about it and how little education there is about it, and how sometimes when you're 16 you feel grown and you're like, let's do it, and it's like, oh, I didn't know everything that there is to know about motherhood, you know? So it's very interesting. Also, there's a mom in here who's like not really wanting to be a mom, so I'm really interested to see that perspective continue to go, and it's just a great time. And then of course I will link down below the seasonal page bookmarks. Remember to support small businesses during the holiday season, because it's very important, especially during these times, to just invest your money in good places. But yeah, that's, oof, I feel like I've been talking for 3,000 years. I'm sorry to talk your ear off, but yeah, I really appreciate you guys so much. All the support is just so freaking cool, and I am a little salty at YouTube for throwing that shade at small YouTubers, where it's like, we're not gonna put your video in everyone's subscription feeds anymore. I'm like, say what? Say what? That's so rude. I've been working on this channel and building a community of people who love books, and you're ruining it for me. But yeah, so a little salty, so make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't actually miss my videos. Or no, I upload every Tuesday and Friday, so just check up on me, you know. But yeah, I am still very excited that this channel is such a just close-knit community. Make sure to check the Brown Girl Book Club Discord. We just started a Discord. We've been chatting and stuff. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk your ear off. I just feel very chatty for some reason, which is, you know, not exciting for you guys, I bet, because it's the end of the vlog and you're like, wrap it up, Jess. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope this video gave you a little bit more sunshine, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. That was a weird wave. I'm so sorry.